Yes, and we're back.
Let me, baby, bust it open, bring it back. I'm the realest killer in it, I don't even need to act. Throwing up the racks, I'm just throwing up the racks.
Yes, loving this new setup. I feel so free with the stream deck, with the microphone down here now, the fact I can just move it around. Woo! Fun. It's fun. Yes, welcome back to Football Therapy. Today we are reacting to an article from The Athletic, written or written, either, by Liam Toomey. Here it is, bang! It's a player analysis of a 33-man playing squad under Enzo Maresca. And we're going to see what he's saying. Of course, there's lots of players. We didn't really get it down to as many players as we want. I think we wanted like 25. 33 is more than that. Still did get a lot of high-profile exits. Some decent money made. Chelsea, of course, still being spoken about by everyone regarding net spend or investment into squad, yada, yada, yada. It's a huge talking point. Because we're Chelsea. I'm gonna try not to spam that crash zoom so much. Guys, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for supporting the content as always. Amazing support here on the channel, here on Football Therapy. Do join the GOAT gang. If you want to subscribe, you're welcome to. Road to 200k subscribers. Yeah, admin out of the way. Alright, so I'm going to jump into this, maybe show you relevant graphics, and we'll just see what he's saying. So, without further ado, the British transfer window is finally, hopefully that didn't hurt your ears too much, closed, ending a typically relentless summer of incomings and outgoings at Chelsea, of course. Last month, The Athletic published an update on 53 that's correct, players that were on the first team page of Chelsea's official website. Loanees signed as part of Clearlake Capital and Todd Bowley Group Youth Recruitment Drive, and any other player who'd appeared in a competitive match the previous season. Further sales and loans have significantly reduced that number in the days since. Angelo Gabriel, of course, is the most recent addition to the list of departees, joining Al Nassr, the Saudi Pro League club, for 23 million euros. On Monday, Chelsea could not offload every member of their so-called bomb squad, leaving some difficult situations between now and January. Just want to quickly talk about something. Ben Chilwell was being linked, I saw on Instagram, to Jose Mourinho's Fenerbahce. Now, of course, the Turkish transfer window is still open. And I would love, because they're top of the league, so I would love it if he could go out there. Oh, that would give me warm fuzzies. For a player that I love, you know, I've got a love-hate relationship with Mourinho. Love him for what he's did, love him for him being box office. Hate him for going to Tottenham. We move. Over the next 4 months, the focus will be on what happens on the pitch. So Chelsea, The Athletic, are doing one more relatively streamlined order of Chelsea's squad. There's 30 listed players on the first team page of Chelsea's official club website, plus leading academy prospects like Josh Akingpong, who has played, I think it's Achampong, so it's more of an A in it. Of course, is featured heavily, highly rated by Chelsea and the gaffer, and indeed Tyreek George, who we've seen already play competitive minutes this season. And of course, forwards David Washington and David Datro Fofana, who I think could still get loans in Greece, Turkey, maybe. I just want to show you this. This is like the page here of the depth chart of Chelsea on The Athletic. I mean, to be honest, like Jackson, Q, Washington, Fofana. For my money, we can get rid of Washington and Fofana, and you can add Felix and Nkunku there. Left wing, Neto, Sancho, Mudryk, Tyreek George. I think he can also play on the other side. Right wing, Madueke Palmer. Of course, Neto can be on the right wing. He plays better on the right wing than the left, so I think you should be doubling up with some of these players. Cam, Nkunku, Felix, Dewsbury Hall, Chukwuemeka, Kellyman. CM, Fernandez, Cassidy. See, like, the way he's done this is tricky, it's confusing, because there are two sort of cams, really, isn't there? Left back, Kukurea, Vega, Chilwell. Again, Chilwell doesn't look like it's going to happen, is it? Right back, Gusto, James, Chimpong. Caicedo, Lavia as that sort of conventional DM. Cole Badiashile, fair enough. I'll definitely sign off on that as the left-footed left centre-back options. And of course, Fofana, Tosin, and Disasi. And then we got 1,000 goalkeepers. 1,000 goalkeepers. By the way, the numbers next to them are their contract lengths. If you're wondering why Cole Palmer and Nico Jackson have a +9, that's because they've just signed new 9-year deals. Alright, so goalkeepers. Rob Sanchez began the season as Maresca's new first choice in the Premier League, but of course could easily lose that status if his form dips, which we saw last season to Georgi Petrovic. Filip Jorgensen made his first Chelsea appearance in the Conference League playoff against Servette, committing a bad error to concede a goal in the second leg in Geneva. He may be in goal for domestic cups too, and will get opportunities to push Sanchez. Boy, he ain't done much pushing so far, I'll tell you that much. Boy, howdy. Bettinelli, of course, he's vibes man, number 3. He loves it, and everyone loves him, and he's just all about that life. Fair play to him. Lucas Bergstrom may be involved with first-team training and some pre-match warm-up exercises, but of course he's very unlikely to get any chances. So, deep breath. Defenders. Excuse me, hitting the mic arm there. Axel Disasi, sitting at the bottom of Maresca's senior centre-back pecking order, which is crazy, really. Maybe I don't know. Order with injuries mean he could be deployed more as a right back. I mean, we've seen that actually. We've seen him feature, but somewhat as a backup right back. Cucurella, a clear starter at left back after a golden Euro 2024 campaign. Though he's not been asked to drift into midfield like he did under Pochettino, which we all assumed is what he'd want to do. It's the right back doing that, of course. Tosin sits just below Wesley Fofana in the right centre-back depth chart, but Maresca will turn to him if the Frenchman's availability becomes a problem again. Yeah, I hope Wesley can stay fit. Benoit Badiashile, regarded as the backup to Levi Colwill as the left-sided, left-footed centre-back. An elegant defender? Fair enough, Liam. We'll take your word for it. Undermined by bad mental lapses. Certainly sign off on that. Levi Colwill, he will start the games that matter for Chelsea whenever he's fit. And his burgeoning partnership with Fofana has promise. He is Maresca's best passer out of defence. I don't know if you guys have seen, but Colwill has mad passing stats already this season. I think we looked at it a little bit on X-Value. Of course, X-Value is the platform I utilise to look at stats and analysis of the players individually and, of course, the team. Colwill is balling. Yeah. So that is your centre-backs. He hasn't written about... Oh, he has written. He's just done it in a strange order. Ben Chilwell, of course, the aforementioned, has no place in Maresca's system as a conventional attacking fullback, but he could secure a move away from Chelsea before Friday if he's willing to go out in one of the leagues where the transfer market is still open. I would love it if he goes and joins it with Jose Mourinho. Would love that, personally. Reece James. Should be a key player for Maresca, but his durability remains a huge question mark. Chelsea need him if Malo Gusto faces long spells on the sidelines. Reece James is theoretically like the player, fly in my face. Hey, what are you doing, G? Just mugging me off, floating in front. You might not have seen it on the camera, but there was a fly literally just looking at me. Yeah, Reece James, man, he should be the guy. You know, I mean, Maresca's already spoken about analysing his time at Wigan, so you know he's a proper football nerd, the Chelsea manager, if he's going that far back. Reece James should be the... He could be... Look, man, everyone loves Cole Palmer, but there's still a very strong case that if you analyse a player when fit, that Reece James is Chelsea's best footballer. In terms of he can play centre-back, he can play right-back, he can play right wing-back, he can play central defensive midfield. He used to be a striker in the academy, that's why he can finish so well. He could play right wing probably. So you might be like, okay, well, Cole Palmer's a better flair creator and attacker than Reece James. Of course. But if you're talking about everything a football has to do in every position, Reece James might be top of the tree, man. And therefore, he can be so hugely influential if we can get him into that role, into that inverting right-back role. Be so important. So good, in the words of Pep Guardiola. But in the meantime, we've been relying on Malo Gusto to invert into midfield. So Gusto here, one of Chelsea's most recent signings, who's lessened the impact of James's frequent injuries. So good on the ball that he is often tasked to invert into the midfield by Maresca. Which kind of blew my mind a little bit. In the same way, pre-Maresca arriving, I would have been like, well, yeah, you know, Ben Chilwell probably can't invert into midfield. It's gonna be Cucurella and Reece James. Probably not gonna be. How are we going to accommodate Ben Chilwell and Malo Gusto? Because Malo Gusto is a fly down the wing attacking fullback. Do you know what I mean? So the fact that we've had this twist of fate and he's, you know, been playing in that midfield role is pretty crazy, really. It's good that he can do it though, because it's just great that we have that versatility in him. Of course, Wesley Fofana, my fave centre-back. His availability is a big boost after a nightmare 2 years, guys. 2 years with injury. Fofana is the only dominant aerial athlete in Chelsea's starting 11, an aggressive, proactive defender. He likes to get forward as well. Remember when Harry Maguire was seen as an £80 million defender and used to just carry the ball up midfield? A marauding defender, they call it. It's very much Wesley. I loved watching Wesley play for Leicester, doing all that kind of stuff. He's a good dribbler as well and loves a goal and a set piece. He's really got it all. Maybe he's not like the sort of passing regista quarterback centre-back that Levi Colwill is, but together, they've got it covered, bro. Renato Veiga. Yeah. An interesting acquisition, right? The Portuguese, who's now been called up to the international first team. Intrigues with a blend of his size, he's a big boy, athleticism and technique as an inverting left back, but he's also rash in the tackle. Like I said, he's often like pushing players over, which I don't really like, but he's also had really promising moments. At 21, he's not ready to be a Premier League starter yet. Agreed. I mean, but you know, Malo Gusto at 19 looked like he was a Premier League starter, but yeah, Renato looks raw still, but really intelligent lad, multilingual, very positionally versatile, and I think he's going to prove to be an excellent piece of business for Chelsea in terms of how much he cost us. Okay, of course, Josh Chimpong, very highly rated at Chelsea, an option at right centre-back or right-back. Injuries mean the 18-year-old gets more first minutes. Yeah, basically, if there's injuries, he'll get some chance, but he's highly, highly rated at Chelsea. All right, then, we're going into midfielders now. Let's talk about that. Enzo Fernandez, Chelsea's captain on the pitch in the absence of Reece James, and is a key player for Maresca, which a lot of people thought he would be, right? Because he's this passing midfielder. You know, Enzo Maresca plays passing football. Everyone assumed Enzo is going to be the guy. In fact, he's the guy. He's wearing the captain's armband. He's always on the pitch, but whether we're getting the best out of him positionally, I still don't know, because we're sort of playing him as one of these like advanced eights, which, you know, you want the game on front of Enzo because he plays such great passes. Anyway, his best position in the Italian system remains a mystery, writes Toomey. So there you go, sort of emphasising what I said there. Carney Chukwuemeka ended a summer transfer uncertainty by remaining at Chelsea and will be reintegrated into the side, which is good to hear because he's a great player. The 20-year-old is a big talent, but how ready is he to play given his lack of preseason minutes? We will see, but we know, like, playing as that sort of, he kind of is made for those number 10 roles, those like advanced eights. So if it can work, great. But we also have loads of other players that can play there, like maybe more flair attacking players like, you know, Joao Felix and Kunku, etc. Right, Kiernan Dewsbury-Hall. He does look short of full fitness following an ankle injury sustained at Leicester City and has underwhelmed. Projects as a squad player. Yeah, he projects as a expensive squad player. 30 million. I mean, 30 million for a squad player for Chelsea isn't the craziest thing, but in this like new day and age where, you know, squad players are like £8 million Renato Veiga, dropping all that money on Dewsbury-Hall is interesting. We'll have to see. I got nothing against the kid. I hope he does well. I do think he's very talented. He obviously produced great numbers in the Championship, but we are going to have to see, gang. Caicedo, of course, tasked with being the deepest of Chelsea's midfielders, will need proper support if Maresca is to find the midfield balance. He seems to play really well with Romeo Lavia. The only thing with me is if you're playing both Lavia, Caicedo, and you're inverting Gusto, yeah, that's really, really functional and loads of like defensive and pragmatic in a way midfielders or people in the midfield. But like, yeah, you're just suddenly short on that extra attacking player, and when you've got so many attacking inside players, you think, you know, we're gonna need to give him a chance. Cassidy, like Chukwuemeka, he will be part of the first team, but it's hard to see him being trusted by Maresca, who obviously knows a lot about him. Amari Kellyman was shaping up to be an important part of the development squad. Of course, he's been injured. He's going to be out for 2 months. And Romeo Lavia. Chelsea need the 20-year-old Belgian to make a big impact in the midfield with Conor Gallagher on, but Maresca must also manage his minutes carefully after he, of course, was injured all season last season, apart from a 30-minute cameo. Romeo Lavia looks wicked. Like, Joe Shields is here with the hits, isn't he? Like, Lavia and, of course, Cole Palmer, and possibly maybe with Jadon Sancho being one of his guys. So, yeah. All right, it's time for the forwards. Oh, that's like and subscribe. Whoopsie. Forwards. Still learning this thing. Right, forwards. Pedro Neto was set to be Chelsea's undisputed starter on the left flank until the signing of Jadon Sancho. Neto, might be more threatening on the right, but suffers stiffer competition there. I've said it before. I think maybe the plan or idea at the moment is Noni Madueke starting right winger, Jadon Sancho starting left winger. I think the vision's from there, and then Neto, who's just really good on both sides, comes in for whoever, whether it's injury or form drop, and you've got a wicked Premier League operator in Neto. But at the same time, I have absolutely no issues with Pedro Neto just starting for Chelsea because he's a sickhead, and that's what I assumed would happen when we signed Pedro Neto. I was so excited about him. Absolutely great operator in the league. You know, he's terrified the best of defenses. So, and hopefully the best is yet to come for the player. We're hoping the same for Mykhailo Mudryk, who's next on the agenda. It's likely to be the biggest loser from Chelsea's attacking recruitment. You could say Sterling was, but he's gone to Arsenal, which he's very happy about. A wealth of options means Maresca does not need to trust the 23-year-old in any games that matters. Maybe that'll be good for Mudryk. Pressure off. He's wearing the number 10 on his back. Maybe like the curse of the Christian Pulisic a little bit, you know? That Hazard number 10, that Willian, Pulisic, and now Mudryk aren't really feeling well enough. It should be on Cole Palmer, really, but I almost don't want to curse Cole Palmer. Just leave everything as it is. Don't touch anything. Leave it. But yeah, hopefully now maybe there's pressure off Mudryk and he will do better. Yeah. Noni Madueke was not a clear starter coming into the season, but his scintillating form. I added the scintillating because it's, you know, why not? Made him an impossible player to drop. He has a clearer path to big minutes if Cole Palmer is deployed centrally, which we kind of think he is. Joao Felix, he'll be used on the left and down through the middle of Chelsea's attack, including as a false 9. The question is he good enough to start for Maresca in any of those roles? Well, yeah, I mean, he is good enough. This is me talking now. He's absolutely good enough. He's very good. He's super talented. Is he going to apply the goodness in the right way with the appropriate work ethic? Ça c'est la question. Nico Jackson, of course, his status as a key long-term piece was reinforced by signing a new contract to 2033. He's expected to start any big games whenever fit. He's Chelsea's number 9. Undisputed. Although some people wondered if the next guy could have been Nkunku. So he played more in pre-season than anyone else, which is crazy. And that's kind of a risk, because remember the previous pre-season is he got injured and was out for the entire season. So, you know, maybe they're just trying to get him up to fitness again. Palmer and Fernandes have pushed him out of the Premier League team, a quality option in attacking midfield or up front. Isn't that crazy? How, like, just remove Palmer from that, but the same position is between Enzo Fernandez and Christopher Nkunku, and they play such different roles. Like, Nkunku wants to finish finish moves, like inside the box, and finish off chances and score. He's an amazing finisher. And Enzo Fernandez wants to start moves. So you could just look at it that primitively, and in that sense, they're just completely different profiles. And the fact how they're keeping each other at the team is very strange. But I guess maybe there's an element of Maresca just moving around a little bit, like, you know, his philosophy a little bit, like, okay, we play this kind of way if Nkunku's in the team, and we play this kind of way if Fernandes is in the team. All right, Jadon Sancho, I want to hear about this. Sancho has a good chance to start regularly in his preferred left wing position if he can build up fitness and quickly convince Maresca with his form. He has a lot to prove at Chelsea. £20 million for Jadon Sancho, who's halved his base wage to play for Chelsea, could be an amazing transfer. Really could. Could be absolutely amazing. I just wanted to work so much. I was so excited about him when he was playing for Dortmund and originally being linked with Chelsea, and we knew he was a Chelsea fan. And obviously he went to Man United, stank the gaff up. They were obviously probably quite poor with him as well. Had the fallout of Ten Hag. It's all very unsavoury. And like Toomey has written in a previous piece, he's very much a distressed and depreciated asset. Let's make it work, because if he balls out for Chelsea for that low wages and low transfer fee, mamma mia, that will be exciting. Cole Palmer, Maresca has made Chelsea's reigning player of the season key to his attack. As he was under Pochettino, he will provide playmaking and scoring on the right and centrally, which is good, because we all wondered, including myself, if Palmer would be hamstrung creatively and offensively in Maresca's system, but clearly he's been, whether he's been given the keys completely, I don't know, but clearly it's like Maresca's done a bit of analysis and thought, right, we need to keep this happening the best we can, which is great. And then we got some youngsters. Gu earmarked for a loan if Omorodion or Osimhen had arrived. Of course, he's hardworking and enthusiastic, but does not look ready to help the team with Chelsea's aspirations. Yeah, I mean, I hope Gu scores the odd goal. I'd like Gu to come on as a late sub in just a random game, hopefully against high-profile opposition, and score the winner, like against Man United or something like that, a bit of a grudge match, or Tottenham. That would be nice, and that would really be a positive vibe on this season. Tyreek George, of course, highly rated. Maresca's decision to throw him on against Servette was a sign of trust of the promising 18-year-old winger, but he's got a lot of high-profile competition to play regularly. Yeah, but you know, if he's already playing in that really important Servette qualifier, I reckon he'll play in the league phase of the Conference League. Yeah, and then David Washington, Datro Fofana, I think probably will both still get moves to another league that's still open, maybe? Is that what you tell me? Alright, cool. There we have it. Squad analysis. A lot of players, lots of quality in there. We've got a good side, a very good team. If they can stay fit, if they can build up confidence and chemistry, then we could be an insane team. But it's still displaying and demonstrating immaturity, you know, by massively overperforming your XG on a good vibes day against Wolves, and then doing the opposite against a Crystal Palace where you absolutely should have won. So, guys, let me know what you think. Please do comment down below on all the players that was mentioned. What are your thoughts for them? Maybe who do you think will start? All this kind of stuff. Please do leave your comments down below. Thank you for liking. Thank you for subscribing. Mwah! I hope to see you back here soon. Peace.